And we are live. What's up, everybody? I'm Jay from Leprechaun TV, and you are tuning in to another episode of The Hot Seat, where I light the fire underneath my seats and ask the hard hitting questions. And with this week's guest, we have Mr. Andrew, Grill Sergeant across all socials. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
Good. Happy to be on the show. That's for sure.
Awesome. You were a past guest before, no?
Yes. Yeah.
I'd say
yeah.
CJ and Ken.
Well, I think, but that was under CJ and Ken. I was a tiny little channel back then.
Tiny. Well, some of us are still tiny,
but it's all relative, man. You're past 2,000 subscribers, so you got a big channel, man.
Yeah, I just had a video that popped, man. So I'm gaining some subscribers from there. Hopefully they stick around. You never know. Yeah. Those might be just waiting for, because it wasn't food. It's a drag racing video. Go figure. But I did cook on the Blackstone, two Blackstones while I was there. So
that's the thing. It's trying to figure out how to tie it into whatever your niche is. So it's like, we're gonna, and tie it back into. So.
Well, with me being Leprechaun TV, I never backed myself into a corner. I left it at TV, so I could have cooking, I could have concerts, I could have drag racing, anything, So that was what was good about me keeping this name. I had plenty of people over the years say, no, Leprechaun Barbecue or Leprechaun Cooking, or no, that ain't gonna be that won't be. But we got a lot of people over here waiting to see you for sure. This guy, we got a royalty in the house right now. Where's he at? He is right here.
Nice.
This guy. Remember this guy, man?
I remember when he would be a DJ, and we would just, we would jam till in the morning, or at least till he got kicked off of YouTube, man.
And he would always come back, though.
I don't care, bro. Yeah. But then remember when he when he retired, he went off the face of the earth, dude. So it's good to see.
So since retirement, yes, he has been off face of the earth. He is still alive unless somebody hacked his account.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. So
yeah. So we got Wep in the house. We got Grumpus on Fire. Brian with Luxevo Vacations. Rick, we got Rick in the house. We got Hobo, Ski Girly, Troy V, OH, IO. We're almost as big as Texas, believe it or not. Daddy Dutch is in the house. Scooter Too Cool. Yes, it's Mario. Tom's Food Factory. Judge Wep's Barbecue. We got some heavy hitters already hanging out with us, man.
You're bringing out all the big guns, man.
Yeah, we got 14 million watching us right now. Jeez. 14 million. Can you believe that?
That's insane, man.
They wanted to see what's going on with that yellow Weber kettle there you got in your background.
I'm grilling.
They want to know if it's for sale.
You wouldn't believe, dude, the last offer I got on this, mind you, it was an estate sale pickup for $25. The last offer I got was $500.
Well, what year is it?
73.
$500 is an insult. Honestly, I mean, it's in great condition.
Yeah,
it's usable. You've demonstrated that. time and time again in a lot of your videos.
Now, are you going to show the Weber you just got today?
I don't have a picture of it.
Nice.
I should have. I probably should have uploaded that. I probably still can.
But you got it in a store, correct?
Yes, Ace Hardware.
Was it the limited edition one that had the badge on it? I'm trying
as far as badge, is that's on the damper?
No, it would be on the actual
no.
I know that a while ago they had like this red, and it was like, I think it said like their 50th anniversary or something like that. But yeah, I didn't know if because I haven't seen a red one in a long time, man.
Well, it's actually crimson color. Yeah. So it's not the red. The red might be the one with the badging.
Okay.
We got your partner in crime.
Uh-oh.
In the house.
Jared's in the house. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. But so it has the just the thermometer and the damper on the lid. So if that means anything.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't even look at the serial numbers to even see what year it was.
Yeah.
It might be a 21, might be a 20, might be a 19.
I remember seeing a crimson red in like a long time though.
So DJ Farms wants to know. So all right, with that being said, there's a lot of people over here that know you, know Jared, know us, hang out with us, frequent barbecue. Oh Jesus, look at this guy.
I know, right?
Sure. He's going to throw some crazy number out. But for those that don't know you or anything about you, give them a little bio about yourself. You know how it goes.
Right on. So my name is Andrew, and I run a barbecue YouTube channel called Grill Sergeant. I've been doing YouTube videos for, at least in the barbecue field, probably since 2019. And then during the pandemic, the channel kind of, arched up just because people are stuck at home. They were trying to learn how to do backyard barbecue. And so it was kind of just being in the right place at the right time. And the channel started doing really well. And it was January of this year, I went to go fly over to Texas to say hi to Jared, and then to kind of meet up with a few barbecue YouTubers, just to take a vacation and, say hi. And man, I fell in love with Texas so hard. It was like stepping foot into America. And so sure enough, 6 months later, we're all moved out here, and we're living the dream, loving it. So yeah.
6 months. That's all it took, 6 months.
If I didn't even want, like when I flew out in January, I was dreading flying back home. I'm like, man, it's so much different. It is so much different. So
yeah, it's especially where you come from. Where did you come from?
I came from a communist state. No, I'm just kidding. No, I came from Los Angeles. No,
you were in the heart of California.
Yeah, so I was in the heart of California in the entertainment industry. So was he? Nope, not a real sergeant. Not a. I just play one on TV and have a mad respect for those who serve. So, but yeah.
Now the questions are coming flowing through,
Nice, that's awesome. Dude, what's so funny is I could probably throw a stone and hit Rick on dude, okay.
That'd be fun. Hey, do that on Mondays.
Bro, here's the thing, no joke. And I even told Jared this. I'm like, watch, when Rick goes live, like, dude, I'm gonna literally, because you can, like, he'll be on his patio, and I'm literally just gonna go out there one day, like, without him knowing, and just start dancing in the background, just to be like, and just totally, totally just in the background, just dancing it up, and see if he notices. Maybe he'll invite me up if I'm lucky. Who knows?
That would be funny. But yeah, so you made that big jump. What was the hardest things? Because I know you have a family involved.
You mean the big jump?
Was it the wife? You know what I mean?
As far as as far as the difficulties of coming out here?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's probably been the last 5 years. I've been looking to move out of state and just get out of LA. But everything happens for a reason, and timing is key. And I'm kind of glad everything worked out the way it did. If I did come out here 5 years ago, it'd been jumping the gun. And everything works out for a reason. So just loving it. My wife, she's a speech therapist, so she helps kids in schools, and she's actually able to do that remotely. So she pretty much works, she works from here, and we get to spend more time with the kids, and then I just get to focus on YouTube and barbecue content. So ain't no sergeant, only General Grill Sergeant.
That sounds like General Dollar.
That's funny.
So everything worked out. You know what I mean? Stars aligned for you.
Oh, definitely.
To relocate.
Yeah.
So before the trip to Texas, were you still trying to relocate?
No, obviously we can all have, crazy ideas of like, I would like to move, but it's like it having kids and having a family, it starts becoming really, either impractical or whatnot. But it was the perfect storm of just everything in LA. Everything was still closed off when it really felt like the rest of the country kind of moved on. And it just, again, I like it whenever it comes down to, there's a virus out or whatever, it's personal responsibility, and let me dictate the safety that I want for me and myself, my family. And I don't care if you want to, mask up or not mask up, whatever. It's like, just let people decide. And so LA was just so like, I couldn't even take my kids to the zoo because they were afraid out in the open. And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I think the straw that broke the camel's back is literally like, let's go for a walk around the block. I'm still permitted. It's still legal for me to walk my kids around the block. And after seeing like, hey, kids, don't step on these heroin needles, I was like, no, that's it. I'm so done. It was so like the last straw. So luckily the timing was right. The housing market was crazy. I lived in specifically North Hollywood, right next to Burbank. So it was a nice area, but you just kept on seeing it go down and down, and homeless tents and graffiti and rampant drug use, and it was crazy. It was time to eject, and so we left. It was basically, I hopped in my car and it's like, don't look back. And the family, they flew out a few days later, and now. It's kind of funny. We've only been here since June, but in September, we celebrated my son's birthday, and our house was packed full of friends and family. Not that we've known forever, but it felt like that. And so it's just trippy to see like, man, even within a few months, you're already up and running, and the kids have friends out here, and, we have really good friends, and neighbors are a whole different level. I came from LA where you don't talk to your neighbors. And out here, it's just like, dude, you walk out and you're like, hey, neighbor. And, people care. People truly care. And if you need help with anything, people are there in a second, and then vice versa. It's crazy. But
Tom says Jared should camp out in your front yard.
Yeah.
Just, hey, if you're ever feeling homesick.
You know what? I'm surprised Jared hasn't done that yet. Like, I'm surprised I don't go out my door and Jared's like, I've been sleeping on your lawn. Like, Jared, what the heck? Like, look, woo.
as long as he brings some grill and some food, I mean.
Yeah, me and Jared, we can camp out in our backyard and then
Right.
go live. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying with how things worked out, and yeah, it became crazy. Not in just your state where you lived, every state,
Yeah.
in every community was affected. But to see, like you said, the needles and stuff working its way into your neighborhood, yeah, man, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know,
here's the thing. It's like a lot of it is fear. A lot of times we operate on fear. Oh, I already have a job, but I don't really like the job, but it's safety. And so there's going to be, like a lot of it's just like, letting go and trusting the process. And I mean, obviously you have to have a plan and you have to have a backup plan and stuff like that. But it's definitely been freeing, letting go of a lot of the stuff that it's just like the doubts and stuff like that. So I'm telling you, SJ Cooks, I'm telling you, man, it goes from surviving to thriving, man. Like it's so, and then the cool thing is like the other, what was it, 2 weeks ago, Mags, he's getting a custom smoker built out here in Austin. Mm-hmm. And it was so great to finally have like this big barbecue YouTuber meetup and finally getting to meet Uncle Steve. It's just like, dude, there's so many times where you've been in lives together and you've been in, you've chatted countless times, but then to see people face to face and embrace, like it was so cool.
My dude Dorito, he's out there.
Okay, nice.
I think it's Rancho Cucamonga neighborhood or somewhere around there.
And again, it was just for our circumstance. And again, there's certain things where, like, dude, like for the most part, if you're in certain areas of California, like the weather could be perfect. It could be 76 degrees year round. And then, there's humidity here, but yeah, it's one of those things. I would say just don't knock it till you rock it. Come out on vacation here and you'll be convinced, man. You will be
right on. I mean, it worked out for you. You're happy. You're closer to your bud Jared, Frack Daddy Barbecue.
That's right. Crazy Jared.
And you have a lot of people around you. Who do you have around you, like driving distance?
So I would say, yeah. So I mean, shoot, Rick is probably. I mean, if Rick drove here right now, he'd probably be here in about 10 minutes. Jared's probably about 30 minutes away. Chef Johnny's about 30 minutes away. And then you have, all the peeps. Actually, who is also in Jared, who also is in Converse, the what's his face? Mama and Papa Joe.
Okay. What's there right now?
Yeah. So they're right next to Jared. And then Alton and T-Roy. Actually, I think T-Roy just moved. He was up in Austin. But yeah, these are, creators that, they're about an hour away. But I mean, it is pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool doing, just being. And here's the thing, like for me, one of the funnest experiences was, Jared came over and we did a video together. And I'm like, man, it didn't even feel like, oh, I have to film right now. It was just, we're hanging out and then just cooking together. And we got to take, what we recorded and make 2 videos out of it, one for each channel. And it seemed like it worked out really good. I got to help Rick film with that barbecue competition thing. And that was fun. And yeah, it's cool, man. I'm loving it. Yeah.
So Groovy Lava Squirrel Medic right here, right now, is actually in the military, retired military,
nice.
Full-time YouTuber. I don't know what parts he's from, but obviously in Texas, you would say it's your neighbor. I don't care what. North, we got Kenneth Cunningham. He's in here from North Texas.
Nice.
Barbecue Addicts. He's in the chat. But yeah, man, Ohio's big like that. You know what I mean? Like we got a lot of people in Ohio, and same same with Texas. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more barbecuers and cookers and food trucks and entrepreneurs and restaurants and Kenneth, North Texas Barbecue Addicts he does a thing tough like Jack. You know, been 7 years now. You know, so it just being on the outside looking in. I'll be down in Texas. Steve hosts the Houston Rodeo.
Yeah,
I'll be down there for that.
That's awesome,
that's let's just say this will be my first time flying.
Ooh.
Just to hang out with this guy. But hey, I might get that itch too. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm telling you,
I might go to Texas, first time flying, have the time of my life, and I'm like, you know what? We got to relocate.
I'm telling you, man. That's pretty much how it went down. That's
got my boy Jason Olszewski's Barbecue, which I've had on the past couple weeks. We did industry days. I had him on the hot seat. Great guy. Still trying out everything that I gathered that day. Man, industry days. So you bring your product, you bring your brand, and you sell it. You know what I mean? Everybody changes hands,
nice
rubs, sauces. Here, you try my food, I try your food, stuff like that. You know,
that's awesome.
Party in Houston for sure, sure.
Yeah.
This guy was there last year. So what happened was that's when Mrs. Lepp had her accident, and I wasn't able to go. Glad I didn't purchase everything and do all the hotel type stuff, but it came down to I had to stay home. But it is what it is, you know. It wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
This year, things are going great. Working at Jones Bones Barbecue, running the food trucks. I got a lot more to offer for conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some insight. Maybe I'll ask you some questions. You ask me some questions. And that's how it goes in this industry, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, I want to ask you, will you start doing my videos for me? And just send you everything on Messenger and you edit videos?
Boom.
What's the going rate these days for editing videos?
It's so funny on how, like, a lot of time I think, like, man, I have all this free time now, and I'm like, man, it feels like I don't even have any time to edit or do anything. So once I figure out how to get a streamlined workflow edit, it's kind of crazy. Like, I always told myself, like, man, it's having a full-time job. That's what's holding me back from, like, just doing YouTube like crazy and editing. And once you kind of don't have a set schedule, it's like, oh, I'll put in a few hours of editing, and I'd like to go for a walk or a run or, you know, do XYZ. So it's really, you know, it's really getting a schedule down and be like, okay, all right, come on now, let's get her done. But I think actually I think it's on this Saturday. We're going to Rick's where he works, Barbecue Outfitters. Aaron Franklin's going to be there. And so he has a new pit that he's going to be selling exclusively through Barbecue Outfitters. And so they're going to do a little party shindig thing there. And, you know, I'm excited for that, man. Imagine, like, just seeing Aaron Franklin. And apparently there's going to be a lot of people out there as far as like the Green Egg team and all that stuff. So it's going to be it's going to be pretty cool. So can't wait for that.
You totally danced around my question. So how much is an edited video going for? $35, $40? Where we at? $50?
You know what? Here for that, I'd say, hey, let's go try to find one of these people that works in India and let's have. In short, I don't even like editing my own.
Everybody out there, its going rate is a lot higher than India. But I almost pulled it up. The only reason why I didn't, because I know I'll get flagged for it. This guy did a parody, probably one of your first videos, correct?
Oh, for the
Old Time Road.
Yeah.
Old Town Road.
Dude, that was back when I think I had maybe 15 to 25 subscribers. And I so wish that, like, I mean, obviously if I dropped that now, that would have been a banger and you'd have more algorithm behind it.
Oh,
but I mean, a lot of people share
the reels. Yeah. Oh my God, man, that would have fucking totally. Yeah. You'd be up there with the hillbilly dude.
Yeah.
The red hair dude.
Yeah.
I forget his name. He's coming to Cleveland. But you totally was prior to the social thing.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of us found you.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of us started hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, was your second even born yet?
Yes, he was in the video. He was probably
he was in the wagon.
Yeah, he was in the wagon. And the funny thing about that is he was super shy and he was like, I don't want to be in the video, but I kind of want to be in the video. And so my buddy from work, he was helping film it. And it was like, I'll just stand like way far out of frame, but I still want to be in it. And he's like, look, you're in the shot or you're not. And so we were able to get some shots of him like participating. But yeah, my oldest was like, let's go. This is so cool. And that was fun. That was a lot of fun. To me, it kind of set the precedence. I'm like, you know what, if I'm going to do a channel, dude, I'm not a professional barbecuer, but I do like the backyard barbecue aspect. And I like joking around. I like having fun. And so that was kind of solidifying the niche that, I was going to go with of just, hey, who doesn't like, telling a few jokes and barbecuing around a kettle and doing the barbecue thing. So that was kind of my, kind of niche in there. And a lot of people like, dude, they're so serious about it. And, dude, if I have that confidence and that skill level, dude, I'd probably go the same route, but I don't, man. Like there's so many times where I cook, I'm like, this sucks, but whatever. Like, let's tell some jokes along the way. And it's more of a process. I remember Kent, I remember way back then, Kent walked me through, because I don't know anything. And he walked me through, here's how to do some delicious backyard ribs. And man, I'm telling you, I still use that recipe today. And it really goes to show that the barbecue community in itself, it's just an awesome group of people that the main premise is we gather together and it's all about, having fun and joking and having good barbecue and going back and forth. In fact, one of my friends, he got into barbecue and he was like, hey, how do I do ribs? So I send him Kent's recipe and he tries it and he's like, this is so good. Well, he enters a competition. He placed first place in this barbecue comp from the recipe that Kent had shared with this. And so I told Kent, I was like, bro, you're not going to believe this. And he's like, that's horrible. And I was like, that's horrible. He's like, to get first place, every other barbecue comp is going to be a complete letdown. Like, oh man, like I got third or I got fourth. Like, there's the excitement of trying to get first place in something. And then if you hit it your first time, like, just give up. Like you can't go, you can't do barbecue comps anymore. I don't know.
So if any of my mods could go back and find that video and drop it in the chat. This video was like, it was like mind blowing to me when it came out. I was like, this took probably, it was like a movie set. It was like seriously, it was like a movie set. This guy probably had to retake these videos and no, it seemed like it was one shot, but you had 40 cameras around you. You know what I mean? To capture each and every moment and how you put it all together.
Yeah.
It was mind blowing. I'm like, this dude's going to make it for sure. And honestly, that's what I said. You know what I mean? Right off the rip, I was like, this guy's going to make it. He's going to be successful not only in YouTube, but he's going to be successful in our community because everybody's going to be like, how'd you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that camera angle? I mean, how's that trick? What camera are you using? You know, you know what I mean? What phone do you have?
Yeah.
Is that off your phone?
That's funny. Yeah. I would say, I mean, I think that's kind of another reason why a lot of there's, these big barbecue channels. And for the most part, you can get away with, I'm filming on my phone. Like you could do that. And the quality back then, even if you just look 5 years ago, phone quality video wasn't that good as it is now. So I think a lot of that, like, it was that perfect storm when the pandemic hit, when people are saying, all right, I know nothing about barbecue, and kind of having that leg up of saying, okay, I'm shooting with a DSLR. The video quality is nice and sharp and bright. And I think that it had that right amount of, spark to it where that kind of helped grow. And, since the gate, it's like, let's have good audio, let's have good video, and try to have really good video editing just to, at least help this thing grow. Because, man, I'm telling you, dude, YouTube is so hard. There's so much competition. There's so many, it feels like it's a rat race. And it feels like now with TikTok, people have 10-second, attention spans. And so hey, thanks for posting that. But yeah, that video, if you go and watch it, that was fun. And it was so funny so that Old Town Road parody, right after that, I went into the studio, we did remember that Billie Eilish song, The Bad Guy?
Yeah.
So I did one called The Grill Guy, and we literally, so we have the mix to this. I mean, it was one of those times where like, there was no time. We never got to film it, but in theory I already have the song. It's all produced. It's ready to go. All I'd have to do is, kind of find a few days to film it, and then we could release it. I mean, obviously that the song was popular and it kind of already, set sail. But man, that one, I don't know, that to me, that was fun.
Well, there you go. So you said that one already sailed, but these new songs are coming up, and they're in these reels, and they're in the TikToks, and they're all. You might be able to find something that you could attach that to.
Yeah.
To today's time.
Yeah.
You never know. I think what you did with that and what you're doing with.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know what I mean. You'd have to pay dues where they're due, but for fun though, come on. Yeah. That's what we're in this for, right?
Exactly. And I'm telling you, man, and I got to see it from all aspects of to film so before you can even start filming, you work with a writing team to write the lyrics so I kind of worked with this one coworker, and this guy was gifted at rhyming and putting that song and helping me craft that song together. Mm-hmm. So I told him, I'm like, dude, that would be cool if taking this Old Town Road and is making about barbecue. So he started coming up with a few lyrics. I'm like, bro, this is gold. And then I went to my friend's recording studio where you're actually like in a booth, and he's like, all right, let's do verse line 2 again. Here comes the beat, and you start, singing or rapping or whatever. And to me, it's just like, man, this is a trip. And then come film day, I think we filmed it over, I think it was 2 days. We went to a park, and then we went to our backyard, and a lot of it was just like, oh, so many takes. All right, let's do it. And like hearing that song over and over and over again. And then having this professional video editor, he took all that footage and was like, all right, I'll hook you up and I'm going to edit this for you. And yeah, it was, so yeah, I take no other than like, hey, this would be a cool idea. It took a mountain of people to be like, you had the people that shot it, the people that edited, the people that did the producing to make it actually sound good, and that whole 9 yards. So it took a mountain. So as much as I'd love to be like, bro, anytime there's a hit song, change it up and then just do it. But Yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah. So
you could have this one video that's going to fit all these new songs coming out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So Kent's throwing you back, man.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing, and again, it's a process. And here's the funny thing was that if I didn't burn my hand on that, so literally with that video, I put, here's what not to do when seasoning a griddle. And dude, that video, mind you, it's a small channel. That video maybe got like 500,000 views on it, and it was like, and a lot of people are like, "What's the point? I'm not supposed to do." I'm like, "Well, don't burn your hand." But it was, I get it. It was clickbait, whatever. But if I had just said, "Here's how you season here's how you season a griddle," it's like, "Oh, cool, you got 14 views." Like, keep going. Like, oh man, like, so yeah, it was pretty funny. If I never burnt my hand on that one, like.
Well, I mean, there's so many videos because you were like the first to me. I have the same smoker you have, the Pit Boss Pro Series 4.
Yeah.
You were doing so many videos with that. And then they came out with the next one, which was the Brunswick.
Yeah, it was the Brunswick. Then they reissued the Pro Series 4.
Okay.
And yeah, it was kind of interesting. A lot of, obviously you learn tricks along the way. And obviously right here, like, dude, I'm a huge Weber kettle fan. I love cooking on Weber kettles. Like, to me, I'm a diehard collector. I just, there's so much about Weber that I like. And you were able to get that Weber that you got. Nice. That's awesome.
That is the Crimson.
That is beautiful, man. But yeah, the sad thing is I could do a kettle cook. We're like, we're doing tri-tip, we're doing XYZ. And it's like you spend a week long shooting and editing and your video gets maybe 200 views, maybe. Like it does nothing. But then when I did my Pit Boss, it's like, okay, I got this Pit Boss pellet smoker. And it's like, let me do, I think the video idea was I took frozen pizzas and I was like, I'm just going to heat them up in my Pit Boss and we're going to see if they turn out good. And they did. They turned out good taste wise. But dude, I came back the next day and it was like you had 2,000 views on that video when the norm is you probably get maybe 100 to 200. So I was like, whoa, man, this pellet video. So then put out the next pellet video. Oh my gosh, 2,000 views. And it was like, okay, I get it. And so it's kind of like YouTube was saying, hey, there's a niche of we want people to, show pellet related content. And so I kind of took that. And a lot of at that time, no one wanted to be caught with the pellet smoker in their backyard. They're like, you're a true barbecuer, like it's offset, and I wouldn't be caught dead with the pellet smoker. But 90% of the people coming into I want to try out backyard barbecue, what do? They don't get an offset smoker, they get a pellet smoker, and you have no one on YouTube showing them how to cook on a pellet smoker. So it's that perfect storm of like, hey, I don't care. It's an easy bake oven. It's a whatever. Do not care, like, and to this day, I have not even used an offset smoker yet, but I can't wait. It's one of those things that's now that I'm in Texas, it's gonna, I'm sure Jared's gonna come over and show me how to work one of those bad boys, but it's a process, man. It's a process.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's, but you got to learn your vessel, period. Yeah. I don't care what you're working on. Yeah. I got the Blackstone barbecue.
Yeah.
It's a heat source.
Yeah.
You got to learn your heat source and dial it in. With the pellet smoker, what's funny is a couple years ago, I was Facebook friends with the owner who I work for, and anytime I posted anything from Pit Boss, he would say, "Hey, come over here, learn this stick burner." Well, here we are 2 years later, and I work for him, and he's got a Southern Pride.
Nice.
Guess what a Southern Pride is?
What?
Propane assist. Oh. You put the lump in, you put your log in,
yeah,
and it's still cooked there's no difference from a pellet smoker.
Yeah.
I could run errands. It's another man. I don't have to sit here and babysit. Now they got Bluetooth. I could go anywhere in the world and adjust my temperatures, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's I loved when you were doing the Pit Boss videos, you know.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I look at it a lot of for, you know, the people that, I mean, obviously you're going to have the diehard people that are like, you know, I remember releasing one video and it was like top 10 pellet smoker mistakes. And that video is probably the best video on my channel. I think it has over 800,000 views. It's just like, it's a video that did really well. And the number one comment is, well, your first mistake was buying a pellet smoker. And I'm like, bro, if you knew the monetary value behind that one video, like you'd be like, bro, that pellet smoker, like, yeah, it did so well for the channel. But a lot of it, I look at it like, you know, I'm looking at pellet smokers as like, hey, first you have to craft your barbecue. You could be given Aaron Franklin's smoker that he uses and not know anything about barbecue, and your barbecue is going to suck if you don't know what you're doing. So a lot of, I look at the pellet smoker as a tool of like, hey, you don't have to worry about temperature. You literally just turn it on, the heat and smoke get going, and then you can really focus on your barbecue, your temperatures, your, you know, like what seasonings you use, and really focus on that. And my first, you know, brisket, it was all right. It was kind of dry. I didn't know about like letting it rest for longer periods of time. And it was that process of, oh, the next brisket, it was even better. And then the next brisket, it dipped a little bit, but then the next brisket was even like, so I think maybe 6 or 7 briskets in, I'm like, this is the best brisket I've ever had. And now I can take that recipe and now I can try an offset smoker where I'm like, all right, now I have to make sure a log goes in every 45 minutes to an hour just to try to maintain that temperature. But now I'm not chasing, wait, was it the seasoning that I used? Was it the resting time? Like, I got all that worked out with the pellet smoker. And now once I go to offset, it's literally finding, okay, well, what wood do I really like for an authentic taste? And then, yeah, just let it, you know, and I can't wait personally. I cannot wait to try my first, you know, offset, you know, smoked brisket. Dude, I love brisket. Brisket is so good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the day, but you know, that having a pellet smoker, that road to get there just made it so much easier. Not that I had to stay up overnight and, you know, babysit this thing. It's been great.
Well, the first step is moving to Texas. So brisket is like wherever.
Yeah.
And 2, you're offset. What are you thinking about? Oklahoma Joe or something small like that? Or are you going to go straight into backline fabricators type?
Yeah. Well, no, trust me.
Yeah. Are you going Johnny Mags on us, bro?
Yeah. No, I mean, after seeing here's the thing. I don't even know how much Mags threw down for this thing. This thing was so beautiful. And then
the color alone.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What tripped me out is you hand this guy, you know, a huge lump sum of money and you have no say on what he builds you. I'm like, that's insane. And bro, kid you not, backstory, like, so he set up, you know, Mags and his family in a way where I'm going to drive it down. Don't say anything. Don't say what it looks like and whatnot. And we're all joking like, man, that rainbow flag is
like, right. You never know. You never know.
Yeah, we were joking around, be like, bro, interesting, you know, rainbow paint scheme. Okay, like, you know, imagine like what? Like, to me, that's a lot of faith to have someone like, let me know what you like and try to feed that out, and I'm going to custom design you a pit. It's like, and here's the thing, the pit that he got, bro, it's perfect, man. Like, that thing is so cool. And, you know, and I love the backstory to it and the reason why it's purple and whatnot. But yeah, it was such a cool experience. But yeah, after seeing that, you're like, man, like, obviously, yeah, I could hit up Oklahoma Joe and be like, hey, send me a smoker. Sure, they'd send me one. But after you see that kind of quality, you're like,
Nah.
Yeah,
I
it's like you kind of
need
want, you kind of want to be like, dude, I can't like.
involved.
Yeah, exactly. So I figure if I'm gonna go, the reason why there hasn't been an offset smoker on my channel yet is I do want to do it right, and I want to get something that made in Texas, something that has good quality steel to it, that's thick, and it's one of those buy once, cry once kind of thing. So, but yeah, I figure either that or I'll just go to Rick's shop and he can sell me one of those Franklin smokers.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been hearing about that. DJ Farms. Who got the best elote?
Rick or Jared? Ooh, that would be, here's the thing. The cool thing is I could say, Jared and Rick, let's literally do a video together, like all together in the backyard. Like that would be fun. So I figure, hey, let's just do it. Let's get together and do it.
Yeah, complete trust. That's hard.
Yeah, so
that is hard.
So here's the thing. So Tom's comment is the exact reason I'd be afraid to get something made at Backline Smokers. He's like, "Oh, you're from California? Say no more." I'm like, "No, I don't want anyone knowing I used to be from California." Like, I'd be like, "Oh, the only thing that."
Oh, all of a sudden there's a mission fucking thing on it and shit.
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, it can only
do."
Yeah.
The smoker has a e-check. You got to pay for an e-check and shit.
Yeah. You have to pay unnecessary taxes every time you want to use it. I'm like, this is stupid. Why? Oh, you can't burn wood in it because burning wood's illegal. Like, this is stupid.
Right.
So, Ryan's from California. Oh, that's hilarious.
Ooh.
What's up?
No, I'm just, a lot of people are knocking California. Obviously, California's huge,
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get away with a lot of shit if you're in the right parts.
Here's the thing, California is
put yourself in the city part of any state.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get away with shit. Right now I'm battling my city for a shed. You know what I mean? They only allow 144 square foot. I need bigger. They said, what is your hardship? I said, I collect grills. But yeah, man. Each state has some bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's just say we could all buy an island. All of us move there.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we got the baddest island, in the world.
That would be pretty cool.
Wouldn't it? So what's for sale? What island is for sale right now?
Here's the thing. One of us in the community needs to blow up like Mr. Beast big, and to where it's like, today we're going to be buying an island and we're going to move all the, yeah.
We got offsets.
Yeah.
There better be some Blackstones.
That's right. That's funny.
But man, that's awesome. I love your story. That's why I reached out to you to come on the hot seat. I reached out actually a couple months ago, and you're like, "Hey man, I'm doing the move.
Yeah.
Let's wait till I get settled in, and we'll do the show."
Yeah.
Then I reached out. We had it all set up, and I came down with illness, had to postpone it. Here we are a few weeks later. I appreciate you coming on. A lot of people in the chat right now know us, know you, know me, and they can crack the jokes, keep us going for hours. I love each and every one of them.
For sure. Absolutely.
We grew up with DJ Farms, you know what I mean? He used to entertain us, you know what I mean?
You know what? He should do that once a year. Like, I mean, come on. He should just like, hey,
once a year would be great.
Getting the band back together. We're gonna do DJ.
Speaking of, we actually almost came up with the boy band.
Right.
You remember that?
Pretender, baby.
Oh my God. That totally like fizzed out.
Yeah.
I pushed it, and I would always message you about it.
Yeah.
Chris Cilantro was involved. DJ Farms was involved. Who else?
That
CJ.
CD cover alone, bro. If we came up with maybe 8 songs and then release that'd be.
I could work with that.
Yeah,
I could work with that.
Right? Yeah, I had a guy who I think I asked him. I was like, hey, because what the idea was almost like NSYNC boy band type pop songs, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so this dude was like, bro, I'll lay down the beat and track. I think he would say I'd charge maybe $75 a song, and then you have all the beat to go. I'm like, man, that's so tempting, bro. That was so tempting. I mean, it was almost a thing to where it's just like, you know what? But here's the thing: with everyone being in different states and stuff like that, like it was.
That's what we come down to was getting it all together. Like it would have been totally complex.
But you know what's interesting is now with COVID, a lot of things that came about is people figured out, hey, as long as you have a mic, they can almost set up like a Zoom session and you're recording into their studio and they can pull the clean audio. And I'm like, dude, it's so funny on how back when we just, when we came up with Pretender and that was kind of like a joke thing, like now it's something that, it could be that more plausible, seeing as now people are like, hey, you don't have to come, we don't have to be all in the same room, like
right.
It is pretty funny on to see, what things came about.
Right. Yeah.
But
so man, hey, we're running up on the hour. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining the hot seat. We got tons of people over there loving us, loving you. They just use me to find you and my other guests. That's what I'm here for, is to build that bridge. Anybody that follows Leprechaun TV is gonna find out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get along with everybody. Doesn't matter what community it is. So
Lep, what's up with the condiments on your desk, man?
Oh, boom. Damn. Thank you very much. So, my friends from Cleveland Ketchup Company that you've seen a lot, they came up with mustard.
Oh, nice.
We got the jalapeno mustard. We got the spicy brown mustard.
Ooh. And
we got the classic yellow mustard. So I will be having a promo code. We're negotiating on how much % you would get off using the promo code. So stay tuned, Leprechaun TV. Big things happening. Got some great mustard coming.
Which is your favorite one out of all of those?
So I have my love for each one of them.
Okay.
I mean, dude, I got videos coming.
All right, cool, nice.
So yeah, we'll see where it goes. And
cool, man.
But they got ketchup, Cleveland Ketchup Company, Cleveland Mustard Company. I love them. Yeah.
And you said they already have a ketchup out already?
Yes, they already have a ketchup out that I've had a few times on the channel as far as giveaways and stuff like that. Cleveland Ketchup Company. Now they paired it up with the mustard. So they're getting their name out there, and that's what we're here for,
Nice.
So all right, man. Any outro? What you got, man? What can we expect from Grill Sergeant moving forward?
That is a great question because I don't even know. No, but yeah, no. As far as down the pipeline, there is a company that just started. They were called Momentum Grills, and if you go to Tommy at Backyard Gallery Barbecue, I think he's used them and set them up. They make, I think they're brand new. They're trying to break into like box stores and stuff like that. But I'm going to be filming, doing an assembly video and testing that out. But it seems like a well built. They do like gas grills, propane grills, griddles, and stuff like that. So we'll see. I haven't assembled it yet, but it came on this big FedEx truck the other day, and I was like, dude, this thing is massive, dude. Like, this thing is a huge grill. So we're gonna check that out. But other than that, I'm just excited. Hopefully, I'll see Aaron Franklin on Saturday and be like, I am not worthy. Sign my chest, Aaron. Sign my chest.
Right.
Get
it tattooed.
That's right. But yeah, no, it's I don't know. To me, it's just like it's so much of. It feels like right now we're like done unboxing, and now it's time to let's hit the ground running and let's figure this out. But yeah, we'll just see. Like right now it's still trying to perfect that backyard backyard barbecue brisket. But if I get a griddle, I'm going to be hitting you up, be like, bro, teach me the ways, man. Because when Kent taught me how to use a griddle, like I burnt my finger, so I'm like, dude, I got. let's go to a different. I mean, hey, Kent taught me some good ribs, so let's see if Lep can teach me some good some good griddling.
Right on.
That's awesome, man. But yeah, definitely here's the thing. If you're interested in my channel, it's more of just it's 20% backyard barbecue. It's 80% just joking around and having fun. So I think it's pretty much good for everyone. But yeah, I'm excited, man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on. Everybody, go check out Grill Sergeant. With that being said, I'll see you guys next week. Love you guys. I'm out of here. Grill Sergeant. Got new videos coming. Stay tuned. Stay connected.